let's see here. I'm not going to bother waiting for viewers today because when it's a jewelry video, sometimes I don't get very many to start out with. So I'm basically just going to start talking to myself, start making my jewelry, and then hopefully I'll get some viewers, but if not, I'll still just make this nice little video of me making some jewelry. Okay, so let's see. I think I've already talked a little bit to my followers about my plan for today. Today I'm going to be making a couple of bracelets because I don't really have the materials for some other things right now. But the first one I'm going to make is I'm going to make a regular pride flag bracelet because I've had some people asking me about pride bracelets. And last week we made this really cool non-binary one. So it's just really cool. I made this last week. In fact, I should probably be wearing this because I am a non-binary person. And so since I made it last week, it's just pretty cool to wear your own jewelry. But then again, it might be a little bit big for me. But I think I'll have it on for a little while just to have it on and see how it moves and works and everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start, first thing I'm going to do is pick the beads to make the bracelet with. So I have to, real quick, I'm just going to look it up to make sure that I get the order exactly correctly. Just look that up on images, just to make sure. Because the last thing I want to do is get the colors a little bit wrong, you know. So I'm going to first start out by picking out some beads that just match the colors of this thing. I have a viewer. Hello, welcome. I've already done a little bit of talking just for the camera, talking to myself a little bit. Today I'm going to be making a pride flag bead, just the regular rainbow pride flag. So I'm starting out by picking out some colors for that, just some nice regular beads that I can start picking out when I'm putting together the bracelet itself. I'm just gonna throw a couple of these nice bright red ones in here. Let's see, I've got a couple other reds that I might be able to use here, just in case I want to use some other beads other than the first set that I pulled out. I think that's good. I don't want to pull too many beads because then I'll start getting into a bead frenzy. So I got some red. Now I'm going to get some orange. Let me tilt this a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Well, I've got some nice oranges. Quite a lot of sparkly ones and crinkly ones. I think maybe I'll do some of this. That should be a good contrast against these red ones. I like those, but maybe not for this. I'll just have a couple of these, just in case I need those. I want them. Now I'm going to get into yellow. I've got plenty of nice yellow beads that I can use to build this bracelet. So, looking at these, trying to see, let's do something nice and bright. Maybe these sparkling ones here to give it a little bit of a flash. I don't really like the way they look with the other ones. Maybe I've got these ones. These ones have some interest because they're not all yellow. And that one's gone. They're not all completely yellow. They're kind of mixed. So that should give a little bit of visual interest. But some of these ones are mixed with a little bit of too much white, which makes the whole bead look more white than yellow. So I'm going to try to get some that are relatively the same with each other. So that way they don't look too different. Like this one's just too creamy, too white. I like these two. These two are pretty good. So I'll pull them. This one's a good one. Yeah, just to give a nice little bit of yellow in there. I don't think I'll need more than that, to be honest. Now for green. Oh, I'm running low of green beads. I don't have very many nice green ones right now. I tend to make a lot of stuff with green in it, so I run out of them pretty fast. I could kind of do these square ones. That might give a little bit of visual interest. But no, I don't think so. Maybe I'll do these. I'll do these sparkly ones instead of the other ones. So I'm not doing the sparkly yellow. Just pull a couple of those. And now for the blue. This is definitely going to be a rainbow bracelet. I'll tell you what, I got some nice blue. Maybe I'll do these. I've got these like really bright diamond shaped ones. Those are going to be nice. So I'll pull those out. I think I only have 3 of those though, so I'll have to be careful on using those. Whereas if I decide I don't want to use those, I could always use these smaller ones instead. They're both a good enough blue to go with the rest, but they don't match each other, so I'll only use one or the other. And then finally, I'll do purple for the bottom stripe. Alright. I want to make sure I don't have too dark of a purple, otherwise it's going to just look more black than anything else. It needs to be kind of more of a saturated sort of thing. I don't think I have the exact right shade of purple for this, but I'll do what I can. Maybe I will use some of these darker ones. They're very pretty. And with everything else being so bright, it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of darkness introduced with the purple. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But I don't think I want these ones specifically. This is another one of those cases where all the beads are just a little bit different, so you have to specifically find the ones that all match each other. If I can catch the ones I'm dropping here. Like some of these are just a little, they're a bit darker than others, so they just don't really quite go with the rest of them. I think that should be enough. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those in there. So now I've got all the colors that I'm going to need for this. Sorry, my nose is a little runny today. That's not good. Okay. Now I'm going to try to get a little bit of something neutral in here. Although, honestly, there's so many beads that are going to need to be put into this bracelet that if I do too many neutrals, it's going to overpower the bracelet and make it too big. So I'm just going to try to find some small little spacers that can kind of go in here. A lot of my spacers are silver, so I'm probably going to use silver for the metal instead of like a gold or a copper or anything. So yeah, you know, I think I'll just use a lot of these. These are very thin little spacers, but they're also just really, really nice, really pretty, and they'll just add a little bit of a neutral, just add a little bit of a neutral flair to this so that it's not all completely colored and rainbow. Because you just want to give a little bit of something else for your eye to rest on. So yeah, I need to pull out a lot of these so that I can really just put them in between every single bead. which means I'm going to start sorting. A lot of these are all mixed in together just because I have a limited amount of storage space. So I have to, like, all of my little spacer beads here are all mixed together. So I have to put away the ones I'm not trying to use so that I can get the ones I am trying to use. Slow, boring work, but fun for me nonetheless. I'm trying not to let there be dead air, but I'm not really sure about anything to talk about. Other than the fact that I'm dropping things all the time. Let's see here. I don't know exactly how many I'm gonna need, which means I have to just pull out everything. This is gonna be such fun viewing for you guys. But I think this is gonna look nice. Having just a little bit of silver in between each bead. That's just gonna give it a lot of sparkle. And then the other bracelet that I'm going to make today, once I'm done with this one, is I'm going to make a bracelet themed after one of the original characters in my webcomic that I'm drawing. It's going to be a long time before I'm ready to post anywhere. It takes me a long time to draw things, so I'm probably going to post my first chapter sometime in May. Late in May, I'm thinking, if I can stick to my schedule. But in the meantime, I've been working on it hard, drawing all the time. I'm working on page 3 right now. So yeah, I'm going to make a bracelet sort of themed after one of the main characters after I'm done with this one. But I've got some of the stuff, so now I'm going to get my findings out. I'm going to start with a clasp. I don't have very many silver clasps right now, but I do have some. They're kind of on the smaller side. I honestly don't really like using toggle clasps that are too small, but sometimes you just take what you can get, and what I could get was small. So now I just have to try to get it out of the actual little case. So I've got my toggle clasp. In fact, I'm going to put that on a different little tray so that I don't lose it. I'm going to get my wire guards. Just a couple of these. I'm going to get my crimp covers. I'm going to get these really big ones. I bought these really big ones because I was having a hard time with the very tiny ones. But now it turns out that I also have a hard time with the really big ones. So, you know, someday I'll find a happy medium. Learn from Goldilocks. And then finally I'm going to get some crimp beads. And I'm going to get several silver ones because if I mess up, or if I lose one, I'm going to want several of these. 4 should do the trick. I'll need 2, and I'll have 2 extras. Alright, so now I've got all my materials ready. So it's time to start building the bead. So let's see. I'm not sure if I want to try to make it exactly in the right pattern, or if I want to try to make it a little bit differently. I'll start by trying to make it into the exact right pattern. So a red, and then an orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. It's kind of a weird shape, I think. I'm not sure. Having all the beads be different sizes is a good thing because it means that you can have variety in the bracelet. It's not all one exact size. Like the non-binary one I made last week, it's all different sized beads and everything. That just gives it some visual interest. But at the same time, you got to balance the shapes, otherwise they're just not going to look right. So I think I'll build the bracelet out like this just to see if it looks okay, and I might change that after I have it made up a little bit. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and I need to move it up a little bit. And then red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So this is going to be a really small bracelet, but, well, you know what? It's going to have things in between it and then the toggle clasps and everything. I think that's looking okay. I think I'll go ahead and start trying to string this up and see how that looks. So I get Mercury. Hello, Sunday. So I'm going to get my string. What happened to your pink wig? I decided to wear a blonde wig today and a pink sweater. Although it might look a little more like cream or white in this camera light. I don't know. The sweater is pink, so I decided to wear blonde hair with it instead of my other hair, my pink hair. Alright, let's see. That should be more than enough string. Yeah, that should be good. So, I'm going to start stringing up this bead here. I mean, these beads here. Starting with putting together the very end of it, as usual. Put a crimp bead on first. Then the wire guard. String it through both ends of the wire guard. My fingers don't want to do what I want them to do today. There we go. Now that's strung through. I didn't want to string it through the crimp bead yet. Alright, now we're going to put the toggle clasp on. So today in menu we got rainbow bracelet and bi-ish bracelet. No, so I'm not going to be able to do a bi-ish bracelet because I don't have the right color pink for that. Although I do have some that I'm planning on buying soon. I just got to wait for my next paycheck to get in. They're going to be really cool. But I'm not going to be basing it off of my character Dusk, who she has a cape that starts yellow and then it goes to orange and then pink and then purple and then blue. And since the pink and the purple and the blue are the most prominent, it said that the character looks like she's bi-coded, which I'm okay with. I like that. But today I'm going to be making a bracelet based off my other character, Dia, who's going to be more about, you know, orange and yellow and natural colors like that, and browns and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to be making a bi bracelet. Unfortunately, I don't have the right color of pink for that. But I will be making a pride bracelet, and then I'll be making a yellow bracelet. Like sunshine and honey and that kind of color scheme. That's the vibes I got with that character. So right now I'm doing the crimping. And that actually is going pretty well today. I'm surprised it's going so well. I usually have to struggle with it a lot more. But then again, I am practicing more, and that's how you get better, so maybe I'm just seeing some of the results of my efforts. Now I'm going to put the crimp cover on, which I had forgotten to do last time. So this one is a really big crimp cover, so it's going to be kind of difficult for me to put on correctly, because I'm going to have to do a lot of shaping to make sure that it doesn't get disfigured. That's not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Misshapen, so that it doesn't get all misshapen. But yeah, right now I'm thinking a lot about my original comic and my original characters, because I'm working hard on getting my pages done each day. Well, not each day, but each week. So right now I'm working on the first page that has Dia in it, actually. It's coming along pretty good, but I'm not quite done with it. Or I shouldn't say I'm not quite done with it, because I'm not quite started. I'm only like I'm partway through starting it. I'm doing this thing with my drawing lately. I'm trying a whole lot of new different like techniques and practices that are supposed to help you draw fast and draw well and everything. So eventually it's going to make it easier for me to get my work done, because I'll be able to do it all faster. But in the meantime, learning how to do it is taking up quite a bit of my time. Alright, and I think that's pretty good. I don't know. What's the genres of webcomic? It's mainly going to be like this. I'm not really entirely sure what's the best word to describe the genre. It's going to be sort of like this, kind of a bit of a supernatural-ish type story, but also a little bit sci-fi, but not really. It's a time travel narrative in a way, but it's more like a Groundhog Day thing, as opposed to like a time machine, TARDIS DeLorean kind of thing. So it's not really sci-fi, but it has to do with time travel. And it's a bit supernatural, but it's not like got like any like ghosts or supernatural creatures, vampires, not anything like that. It's just my character Dusk. She's this unknown entity that facilitates time travel in my story. I can't really quite get this to look perfect, but maybe I should just stop trying to make it look perfect and just accept that it looks fine. Because it does look fine. But it doesn't look perfect, and I want it to look better than this. A big focus of the webcomic is a bit of a romance aspect. The main character, Dia, in the first chapter, without trying to spoil things too much or give things away, her girlfriend gets in a car accident, and like I'm not showing too many like gory details or anything, but so her girlfriend basically dies or whatever, but then Dusk, the space entity, shows up and is like, hey, if you come with me, I can take you back in time and save her, basically. So that's what it is. The main character, Dia, the story is going to be about her navigating like this Groundhog Day scenario where she's trying to save her girlfriend, and in classic fashion, you know, a lot of other things are going wrong. And the more she tries to help her girlfriend, the more everything else starts going wrong. And she also like sort of adopts Dusk because she's like this little girl. So it's all just going to be this sort of like found family, hopeful narrative, saving lives, love and romance, sort of supernatural thing. I get it, balancing between it looks fine, we should move on, and but I can make it look better, it's the worst. Yes, it is. But I think this looks pretty good, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good there. And I'm going to start stringing up these beads. So, first thing, I don't know if I want to have one of these on for the very beginning. I think I do, just to balance. Ooh, interesting. Thank you. So with this, I'm going to be putting one of these silver spacers on between every single bead. So I just take the bead. Where's the hole? There we go. Take the bead, start stringing. And then make sure the string is on the right way. Okay, there we go. And then have a silver spacer. then the next bead, then the next spacer, and the next bead, and on we will go with that pattern. I do think this is going to look pretty cool, actually. It's going to be so bright and colorful. This is going to be a bracelet that everyone's going to notice. They're going to see people wearing it. I mean, if I ever sell these and if I ever wear them, they're going to see it. They're going to know what it means. It's going to be a really nice, vibrant, loud sort of thing. But then having the silver in between each one is just going to really break it all apart and make it look pretty and make it fashionable. I got 2 viewers. That's cool. I cannot see who is here other than whoever chats. So I know I got Sunday, but I don't know who else is here, so whoever you are, it's nice to have you. And now I'm making a pride bracelet. The rainbow flag. It's coming along pretty nice. I actually really like this design. I hadn't really been sure about it. I thought it might be a little bit too loud, but I do think it's actually turning out very pretty. I go dropping things again. It's gonna just be a really fun one. And this is one of my favorite things about making jewelry is everything is just so pretty. It's all colorful, it's all bright. Unless you do like a really subtle, understated bracelet with a lot of dark colors and neutrals. And I love doing those too. Those are also pretty. They're very elegant. But this one is just really fun. And I'm almost done with the stringing here. Stringing is the fastest part of making a bracelet. If you have the pattern down, and then once you have everything all properly set up, you can string the bracelet in like no time flat. And we got just a couple more beads here. I do think I might have cut this wire just a little bit shorter than I would have liked. I don't want to waste any wire, but at the same time, I need to have enough room for my fingers to do things so that I can use it and work on it and everything. But I think we're going to be okay. I should have used a little more, but I'm okay. I think. Alright, so now we're going to start putting the ending on. And since I did use a little bit of shorter wire, it's going to be difficult for me. I don't know if you guys can hear, it's very windy where I am right now. It's like I'm hearing the wind rushing outside my window. Ah, yeah, this wire is very short. I think I might have to use my round nose pliers on this just to make sure that I keep it and I don't lose it. Toggle clasp. Put it through the crimp bead. Definitely have to focus on this. I should have cut more wire than this. This is not a lot of wire. I'm really cutting it down to the wire. This is the part where someone goes, boo. My crimp bead is stuck on something too. doesn't want to cooperate, doesn't want to do what it should do. I definitely don't want to start over with new wire, especially because that would be such a waste of wire. And I'm not made out of money. I can't just throw away good wire just because I didn't cut enough of it to make it easy for myself. Let me see if I can kind of get this behaving. This is difficult. I didn't cut myself enough wire. Isn't this just great? Such great viewing. This is the entertainment industry at work. That's what this is. Okay, get on. I can't get the crimp bead to do what I want it to do. That's the biggest problem. Maybe if I tried doing something. My phone is vibrating at me for some reason. Really close. And I've got it. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to hold this very steady, very tightly so that I don't lose it. Okay. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to try my best to get this all lined up. Alright, this is going to be a hassle, but I think I've got it here. I think if I hold it like this, that'll make, okay, yeah, there we go. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to make that loud noise. Just have to kind of be creative with the way I'm holding my hands here. Okay. Let's see if that worked. I kind of squashed my wire guard a little bit too, but I got the crimp bead done, so that's what had to happen. And I can just try to fix my wire guard after I'm done getting the crimp bead taken care of. Yep. So that's good. The important thing is that the bracelet got closed. That's what matters. So now we take the last crimp cover. Slide it on here. I do think that this bracelet is going to turn out a little bit stiff. You want to make sure that you have enough movement so that the bracelet just, like, you know, falls and is nice and pretty and smooth, and it doesn't get too stiff. But you do what you have to. And right now, what I have to do is just make sure that it gets on at all and gets finished. So now I'm just going to close this one up too, like I did with the first one, which means this one is also one of those things where I'm going to be sitting here trying to make sure that it's as good as I can get without having to deal with perfectionism, which is a very difficult thing for me to achieve. So we're just closing up this crimp cover. I feel like it's actually still a little bit not where it needs to be. It's kind of lopsided. How did that happen? That's not something that should be. Stringing might be the easiest part, but finishing the bracelet takes a whole lot of finesse that I do not quite have in my life just yet. Yeah, it is on here crooked, completely crooked. That's going to make it really ugly if I don't try to fix this somehow. It's also going to just cut through this wire. That is not good. Yeah, okay, so this is not working out for me very well. I need to try to figure out how to fix this thing. I think I might need to try to just break this one and start again with a different one. Which, that's going to be really pleasant. Really wonderful. I love when that happens. It's especially difficult because these things are designed in such a way that they're supposed to make it so that it's impossible to get it off, because that's supposed to help your bracelet stay secure. I'm not really entirely sure how it managed to get so messed up. I feel like if I keep messing around with it, it's going to break the wire. But at the same time, if I don't fix it right, it's going to break the wire eventually, no matter what. Okay. I think I might be able to do something here. eventually I'm going to be able to make bracelets for you guys that don't end in some kind of disaster. Once again, I've just got this period of dead air going on while I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, I'm just trying to pull this off so that I can just put a different one on and start this part over. And I'm trying to do it carefully so that I don't break the string and have to start completely over. Is that enough? Am I able to get this off now? There we go, I think. Well, it actually did break the wire. So, yeah. I think I just don't have enough string on this. I didn't cut enough string. So this is very disappointing. So that means what I'm going to do, what I have to do, is just pull that part off. Pull this off. And start all over. I think I'll save this bit of string in case I want to make a really small bracelet or something. I might be able to save that, especially because that'll save the crimp beads that I already used on it. So now I'm going to cut more string and cut myself a longer length this time. And I'm going to start over. That is just real nice. Real fun. Alright, that is definitely more than enough string that I need, but that should make it easier for me to actually work with it. So I'm going to put this thing back on. And I need to get more findings to take care of the stuff that I already have used. So I need another bar. And I need another wire guard. And lastly, I need another crimp cover, because that one got mangled. Actually, I need 2 more crimp covers. What am I thinking? Alright, now to do this exact same thing all over again. Start with my piece of string, get a crimp bead, get the wire guard, string it through, get the toggle clasp put on, put the string through the crimp bead, crimp the crimp bead. Squash it down. Put the crimp cover on it. Fight with the crimp cover for a little while to make sure that it goes exactly where it's supposed to and does exactly what it's supposed to do, so that we don't have to do a repeat of what we just did, struggling with it for a little while and then trying to fix it only to end up breaking it. One second, my phone is going off, but it's also my camera. I decided to hang up. Suspected scam was calling me. Alright, now I've got it ready, so now I'm going to restring the whole thing again like I did last time. The silver piece, and then the bead, and then the next silver piece, and then the next bead. Purple, and then blue, silver, green, silver, yellow, silver, orange. You know, it's actually a good thing that I decided to go silver. I almost thought of doing gold just because I like gold, but I think the silver is better for this bracelet, because with the beads all being so colorful and without doing any neutral beads to balance that out, the silver is just a good like bit of an absence of color to just help balance out all of the different colors going into this. So yeah, that's good. Purple, silver, blue, silver, green. This is going to be such a fun video, me just naming colors and dropping things. Silver and yellow. Silver, orange, silver, red, silver, purple, silver, blue, silver, green, silver, yellow, silver, orange, silver, and red. And then And finally, the last little silver. So this time you guys can see I cut way more string than I needed. One day I will find a happy medium. I don't know why it's so hard for me to make sure that I get things right the first time. But so, now I'm going to use this crimp bead. And then, where's the new wire guard that I got out? Did I only get one out? I only got one out, didn't I? How silly of me. Oh wait, no, it's just still on the old one. But this is the squashed wire guard, so I think I'm going to just cut my losses on that. Get rid of that. And get a new one out. I also got these wire guards pretty cheap. I found them on eBay. But I think they were too cheap. I kind of just need to stick to getting things from Joann's. Joann Fabrics. I looked into it and it seems like a pretty good company. It doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong or doing anything problematic. As far as a quick dive, I didn't like do a deep dive or anything. But they've got quality materials. They seem to be a pretty good company. So I think I need to just stick to Joann's for a lot of things. Because when you try to find cheaper stuff, it's cheaper because it's cheaper materials. And yeah, I am trying to make sure that I don't spend too much money on this hobby because I've already spent quite a lot of money. But at the same time, you need to have quality materials, or else, like, why would anyone buy this if it's not up to good standard? So yeah, the wire guards that I got are not up to a standard I would like. So now I have to string this through one of these beads. That should make it easier for me to to do this. So you pull it pretty tight. It doesn't have to be too tight. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to be fighting nearly as much with this one as I was with the last one. Alright, I don't want it to be too tight though. Now I can take this and try to find a good happy medium here. So I'll probably take this and hold it between beads here. That should work to hold it steady for me. That's not enough space even then. And this is too much space. Because you want it to be tight enough that you can make sure that it stays secure, but not so tight that it'll make the bracelet too tight and too stiff. It's a very delicate, very finicky thing, and I'm not very good at it yet. Like, I think I made this way too loose. Way too loose. But I will do what I can. And I will accept the results. Okay. So I got that, so I'm going to put the bead cover, the crimp cover onto it. Hopefully this time it doesn't just completely do everything the exact wrong way like it did last time. I'm hearing my sister watching TV upstairs, and I'm just hearing this like mumbling voice, and it's reminding me of Severance. But then again, everything is reminding me of Severance right now. I'm super into Severance. First 2 episodes of the 2nd season have been pretty good. It's making me excited. I can't wait to see what happens next. What's happening next here is that this crimp cover is still giving me a hard time. I don't know what it wants me to do. Get down on my knees and beg it to do what I need it to do. Yeah, because I don't want to be a perfectionist, but at the same time, this is just not good enough. If it was good enough, I would leave it, but it's not. It's just so tricky. But maybe after like a year of this, I'll be able to look back and realize that I don't have this problem anymore. That's my goal, is to get good enough that maybe in a year I'll be making videos where this doesn't happen. At least it's not the same problem that it was last time. The crimp cover last time, it was like literally just cutting off the wire, and it was going on crooked and misshapen and all that. This is just being a little bit difficult, but I think I can handle it. I think it's almost good enough. Really close. Alright, that's good enough. That is good enough. So now I just clip off the last bit of string. Make sure the last pokey little bit is tucked into the next bead. And there we go. So there is still a little more wire showing through each bead than I would like, but it's still very pretty overall. So I'm going to just tuck this in, toggle it up. Like I said, I don't really care for the small toggles. They're very difficult for my fingers to work with. I like bigger toggles, as opposed to these tiny little delicate ones. But there we have it. So now I've got this Pride rainbow flag bracelet. So that's really nice. I'm liking it. It is too big. But it's, for me at least, it's too big. But it's very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on while I'm making the next one. So before I start my character one, I think I am going to take this this mess up start. Because I had done this one, this end so well, I don't want to waste all these materials. So I think what I'm going to do is I need to cut the part of the wire that's messed up. And this is going to be one hell of a tiny bracelet. So I think I'm just going to redo the whole pride bead thing. But I'm going to get rid of some of these bigger ones and just focus on some of the smaller ones. So I need to put away this orange and get smaller orange beads. Maybe I'll use these. And I'll just do 3 of them. And making sure to get some of the smaller ones. That's good. And all the greens. Put away the big green one here. And just get some of these small little ones here. And I just need 3. I've already got some good blues, but I'm going to get rid of this red. Do something, again, just a little bit smaller. I don't think I have 3 of these red ones here, though. I might have to get rid of these and try to find something else that can work. I do these 3. Oh, one of those is not the right kind. Here we go. And then I need more yellow. There we go, that's good. And then, I think I already have purple. I think that's good. Let's see here. Let's see how big this could possibly be. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I think I can do this. It's going to be a tiny, oh yeah, see my, it just fell right off of me. It's very pretty, but I don't think I can wear that one. Alright, so I got this. So now I'm going to start immediately doing, oh, I need the silver. Silver, red, silver, orange, as you can see, I started on the different end this time. It doesn't really matter which side you start from, as long as you follow your pattern. We got silver green, silver blue, silver purple, silver red, silver orange, silver yellow, silver green, silver blue, silver purple, silver red. What? I just dropped it. There we go. Silver orange, silver yellow, silver green, if my fingers will do what I want them to do. There we go. Silver blue, silver purple, and then one last silver. So technically this is the same amount of beads we used last time, but since we're using smaller beads, it's a way smaller bracelet. So now I got to get into the findings. I need another one of the loops. Another wire guard. And another crimp cover. So now we're going to be trying to finish this bracelet up. That is a broken crimp. I guess I need a new crimp bead too. So let's see if I can manage to finish this bracelet even though the string is quite short. So I got the crimp bead and the wire guard. The loop to use the toggle clasp. Put the crimp bead on over it. String it through a couple of these bad boys. Pull it through. Hold it steady while I do the crimping. Alright, this is so far behaving pretty well. Let's see if it continues to work for me. Close the crimp bead up. Give it a nice good squeeze to make sure that it stays firm and secure. Now let's try to put this crimp cover onto it. Make sure it's exactly in the right position. We don't need it to be all lopsided again like last time. And then try to just close that up. It's already trying to go crooked on me. One side's in place. It's not quite where it needs to be here. It's going a little bit wonky. Suddenly, randomly, for absolutely no reason, I'm thinking about the Muppets Take Manhattan. That is one of my favorite films. I have no idea why it just popped into my head. Specifically thinking about this scene where they're all like in New York and they're trying to get a Broadway producer, and it's the montage where they're singing "You Can't Take No for an Answer." Why the hell did that pop into my head? Now I want to watch that movie. Maybe when I'm done here with the live stream, maybe I'll do that. Alright, I think that is good enough. So now we have a... Oh, I need to cut the string. And then just tuck it in to the stuff below. And there we have it. Another one of those rainbow flag bracelets, but it's really small. Let's see if I can put this on. Really delicate with the small toggle clasps. And what do you know? That is actually small enough for me to put it on my wrist. Alright. So I'm going to take these other ones off actually so that I can show you. So there we have it. A very tiny, very small bracelet. It's the rainbow flag. The rainbow flag. Alright. That turned out really well, I think. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one on. Let's see. I don't know how long I've been streaming. I might actually call it here and not do the character bracelet until next week. Yeah, a little over an hour. I made 2 bracelets. I think that's pretty good. Alright, yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and end it here. But I had despite all of my frustrations, I did have a lot of fun today. So thanks for joining me. this is going to be my last jewelry making stream before going to Ko-Fi subscribers. So after today, next time I stream jewelry making, it's going to be for Ko-Fi subscribers only, but then everyone else will be able to watch it later afterwards once I post it to YouTube regularly. So thanks for joining me, though. I got to remember to look at the camera instead of looking at my computer. It's been nice having you guys, and I will see you all next time I stream. I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday, doing an art stream, doing my art exchange with Do Whatever, drawing characters from her webcomic. So, hope you join me then, and I'll see you later. Bye!